if you're anything like I am, I mean, heaven forbid, but let's go with it, you'll find it really difficult not to slide helplessly into the trap that culture all around us sets, where we constantly compare ourselves to other people around us. You know what I mean? Unless you live on the moon or in a cave, it's pretty difficult not to bump into people all the time who are more gifted. It seems like our whole culture is set up to value ourselves by our skills, ability, achievement, looks, that kind of thing. And the feeling is that most of us are not really good enough. You know, we're not as good as everyone else. And it's woven into how we measure ourselves right from school, with the grades that we get that define us, or the grades we didn't get that define us. And then we get the right jobs or the wrong jobs, or promoted or not promoted, or the right house or the wrong house, the right car or the wrong car. These things, they measure us. The outcome of all of that is that we look at what we've got and we say to ourselves, well, I haven't got as much as that person, so I must be worth less than that person, you know. And if we think that God's expecting the same level of delivery from us all, then we've failed before we started, haven't we? But what if we're measuring what God has given us using the wrong things? What if when we ask the question, what has God given me, we're only looking at a tiny slither of what he's given us? We measure our sense of achievement by the things that we've got done, and we measure what God's given us by our talents and gifts and abilities, like it's some kind of utility belt. That's just the tip of the iceberg. What would it be like if the Jesus who lives in me was to come outside and talk to me, you know, to come and hit my pause button and tell me exactly what he's given me and exactly what he wants me to do? Well, maybe it would be like this. Listen, let me start by saying you've got nothing to prove to me, you know? I'm not looking for you to earn your place or my approval. I love you with no conditions attached. I also made you. I made you with limits. I give different people different amounts of capacity on purpose. But no one is limit free. Here's what I'm after. Would you love people the way I love them? Would you look after them? The people on your street, the people in your family, your friends, your enemies, the people who come to you in need? Would you do it as an individual, and would you do it as a society? Would you seek out the people who feel unloved and unworthy? Would you balance out things so the rich give more and the poor get more? Would you love people the way I love them? I have given the world everything that I had, and I've divided it up between you all. No one has all of it, no one has none of it. But I have given you more than you think. I've given you different ways to be intelligent. Some find learning easy. Some have emotional intelligence. Others social intelligence. Others self-awareness. Others musical intelligence. Some mathematical intelligence. Some existential intelligence. Some of you love words. Others can solve practical or physical problems, and they don't know why. Others just can't do it. I want you to use the types of intelligence that I have given you to show love and to help the world work better. I also give people the gift of their circumstances. You weren't born accidentally into this world. I planned the exact time and place I need you to live. I need you to be here. I need you to be aware of who's around you and what's around you, because I've done it as a gift. I've connected you into friends and organizations. Yes, things in your life have gone horribly wrong sometimes. But in amongst all of that, I've put you in a place where you can have physical resources, stuff that you've got and things you can get your hands on. I've given you physical ability. Don't squander that and take it for granted. Some of you are scratching around for every penny, but others of you have been given more than enough. Why do you think I've done that? Your gender has a gift to offer the world. I've placed people all around you as a gift to you, and I've given you friends, coaches, teachers, preachers, scientists, doctors, people who you thrill to be around, and those people who sharpen your patience. They're a gift to you. Would you harness all of these things, and would you do good in the world? Think for a moment of all that I've invested into you over these years you've been alive. I mean, I've given you expertise, I've helped you grow through training and experience. I've given you life lessons where you've learned through the good and through the bad. Sometimes you've learned the quick way, sometimes you've learned the hard way. There are skills you've developed, there are people who've spoken life-giving words to you that have helped shape a good and positive view of yourself that's more in line with how I see you. Some of those gifts are tucked away in that memory of yours. Use those words, those lessons, those skills, those experiences to love one another in the same way that I have loved you. I've woven into this world character traits like stubbornness and honesty, like the desire to be revolutionary or to see justice happen. I've sown into your soul things like integrity, faithfulness, patience, love of learning, goodness, love, hope, kindness, appreciation of beauty, the drive to protect innocence, and in the hate of injustice and things that destroy. These things are all there in you for a reason, to help you know how to love and to love one another in the same way that I have loved you. I've given you these things as well. I've given you my word, the Bible, as a guide and a challenge and an inspiration and a measuring stick. I've given you people of faith all around you and communities around you can plug yourself into. I've given you the history of the church to learn from our mistakes and be as inspired by our brightest moments and our brightest people. I've given you my life as an example. I've given you my death to rescue you and forgive you from all that separates you from the Father. And I've given you my resurrection power to give you all the power you need. I've given you access to my Spirit, who speaks to you and lives in you and encourages you, who reshapes you, transforms you, gives you gifts and keeps you in check. I've given you the ability to think and feel and love and grow. And I've given you my spiritual authority, literally all authority in heaven and on earth. And added to all of that, I've given you free will. So you can choose how to respond. You can choose who you will become. You can choose not to let those negative things still have a hold on you. You can choose faith, choose hope, choose love. And as a tiny, tiny part of all of this, I've given you gifts and talents. So would you use and see those gifts and talents and opportunities and types of intelligence and history and possibilities and free will and character and authority and situations? Would you use all of those things, see them all as gifts, that you may do the things I long for you to do, which is just. I'm not looking for you to build a kingdom or be super rich or intelligent. I'm looking for you to love God and to love each other in the same way that I have loved you. Embrace this world around you. Work together and invest everything. I'm not a tyrant or a pirate. I'm a loving, patient, giving God. And when I see you, you will open your hands, and from your hands will pour out the conversations that you've had, the lives that you've touched, the prayers that you've offered, the times you've sat with people, the miracles of transformation, and your ambitions, your bank accounts, your certificates, your belongings, they'll just melt away into nothing. I love you. Will you work with me to love others?